I think that again, it looks to me like Tahina Pow Pow threw herself out of the play after hacking Caitlin Clark. She hacked Caitlin Clark, overcommitted, and threw herself out of play. That's what it looks like. So the whole Tahina Pow Pow Caitlin Clark situation is just mad. It's just mad. And I'm not joking when I say this. Like, there is now a new angle that shows I don't even think in the whole push-off situation Caitlin Clark pushed off. I actually don't think that she pushed off.
And now that new footage has surfaced, it's clear. This wasn't just a bad call. It was a complete reversal of reality. Let's talk about what happened and what it means for the WNBA. We're talking about a preseason WNBA game where Caitlin Clark was called for an offensive foul against Tahina Pow Pow. Seemed questionable in the moment. But then fans started watching the replays. And then they found a new angle, a camera view that changes everything. Because what it shows is wild. Tahina Pow Pow wasn't the one getting fouled. She was doing the fouling.
You've got fans complaining about Caitlin Clark pushing off, but then they're like using the Pow Pow clip and they're like, oh, look at her pushing off here. She's like, that's awful. Just watching her push off. But I'm like, Pow Pow's literally holding her, two hands holding her jersey. It's not even hand check, holding her jersey with two hands, and the ref's not calling anything. Even if it wasn't for the hand, I don't think that that's enough of a push off to call an offensive foul, especially when the defensive player is off balance. I'm sorry, like, when you are playing basketball, we've all done it. You have to sometimes make a little bit of contact with your arm. Just like as a defender, there's always going to be a little bit of contact there. Obviously, look, when anything happens with Caitlin Clark, more light is brought to it. But it was really bad. Like, it was really, really bad watching the game yesterday. And it happens always.
She grabbed Clark's jersey twice. She used two hands to pull Clark back, stopping her from blowing past the defense. And still, somehow, Clark was the one called for the foul. Let's break down the play. Clark drives hard to the basket, and Pow Pow's already beaten. She's flat-footed, off balance, out of position. So she panics and reaches. One hand grabs Clark's hip, the other hand grabs her jersey. Textbook defensive foul, but the whistle doesn't blow for that. Instead, it blows after Clark, who's being held back, extends her arm, probably trying to keep her balance, and suddenly, the refs slap her with the offensive foul. You can see Pow Pow's fingers twisted in Clark's jersey. This isn't hand checking, this is a full-blown two-hand clutch, and somehow that contact goes unpunished? Now here's where this gets deeper. Caitlin Clark is no stranger to physical defense. She plays hard, she drives hard, she knows it's part of the game. But what we're seeing now is something else, something way more dangerous to the game itself. Because the refs didn't just miss a subtle call, they completely reversed reality. They saw a player get fouled and punished her for reacting to it. That's not just frustrating, that's not just a bad moment, that's a sign of a bigger problem. Across the entire preseason, and even going back into college, Caitlin Clark has been officiated differently. Fans are seeing it, analysts are talking about it, players are noticing it too. She's being grabbed, bumped, elbowed, hacked, and the whistles aren't coming. In one game, she got double hand-checked down the floor repeatedly, with defenders tugging on her jersey, bumping her on drives, and even catching her in the face. No calls, then a light extension from her arm, foul. How does that make sense? This isn't just about Caitlin Clark. This is about how we officiate the game, and whether we're being consistent or letting certain players get targeted while others are protected. Because right now, it feels like Clark is playing under a completely different rulebook. And that's not just unfair, that's dangerous. For her team, and for the league. And let's talk about the ripple effect. When the refs miss calls like this, it changes the way the game is played. Clark gets frustrated. The Fever offense stalls. Opposing teams start to realize they can get away with more contact. They push harder, grab more, hack more, and still nothing. You want to slow down one of the league's most dynamic scorers? Easy. Just foul her. The refs won't stop you. This doesn't just affect scoring. It affects the pace, the flow, and the fairness of every possession. Fans are noticing. The internet lit up after this call. Millions of views, thousands of comments, people asking the same thing. What game are the refs watching? Clips are going viral, not because people are mad that Clark didn't get a superstar whistle, but because she didn't even get a normal whistle.
If you look at this clip right here, let's watch this. Let's watch this right here. So, we're going to watch it in full speed. Pow Pow is on her. Pow Pow grabs her hip, and that happened.
She got punished for being fouled. And when the league is finally in the spotlight, when people are tuning in to see stars like Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Angel Reese, this is not the image you want out there. And it wasn't just this one call. There were sequences in that same game where 4 or 5 blatant hacks went uncalled, only for phantom touch fouls to be called seconds later on the other end. We're seeing this across games, across teams, and across players. Dana Bonner gets knocked to the floor on a layup, no whistle. Alicia Gray gets clobbered on a fast break, nothing. Then a player misses a shot with no contact, foul. How are players supposed to adjust to this? How do you build a rhythm when the rules keep changing? The refereeing isn't just inconsistent, it's chaotic, and it's undermining the credibility of the entire league. Former players, current players, analysts, all saying the same thing: this isn't good enough. And it's not just fans of one player saying it, it's everyone. WNBA officiating is becoming a bigger topic than the actual basketball being played, and that should never be the case. Here's the truth. The WNBA is in a massive moment of growth. The games are better, the talent pool is deeper, and the audience, it's finally here. But if the officiating continues like this, people will stop watching, because nobody wants to invest in a game where the outcome feels random, or worse, rigged by incompetence. The league has to fix this, not tomorrow. Now, that means better referee training, accountability, and reviewing egregious mistakes on tape, the same way players review film to improve. Because here's what's at stake. This isn't about one player getting a few bad whistles. It's about whether fans can trust the product on the floor. It's about whether stars can thrive without being punished for their talent. It's about whether players know what to expect every time they step on the court. Consistency, fairness, professionalism, that's the bare minimum. So to wrap this up, yes, Caitlin Clark was fouled. Yes, the refs got it wrong. Yes, it's part of a bigger issue, but most importantly, yes, it needs to be fixed now. Because stars like Clark are here to change the game. And the last thing this league needs is bad refereeing, stealing the spotlight from what matters most, the game itself. Let us know your thoughts below. Should the WNBA issue a statement about the officiating? Is Caitlin Clark being unfairly targeted? And how does the league fix this before it gets worse? Drop a comment, share this video, and don't forget to subscribe. We'll keep covering this story and everything else happening across the league. Because good basketball deserves good officiating. And right now, we've got one without the other.